Silence here, folks. I don't want to talk too loud. I have the microphone gain up very high, just in case we hear anything. This is live, folks. So until I hear something in the background, I'm just going to talk quietly. Apparently, the man we know as WiLL, or Peaceful on the chat box. He's known as Peaceful in all caps. WiLL, I know him as. He went to the court where they took him. You can hear him moving around there in the background. He asked was it civil or criminal. He objected. Asked was it civil or criminal. Sounds to me like they panicked. And they've now basically taken him to prison on remand, and not sure what's happening there in the background. But as Alan quite correctly points out in the chat box, remand is given to people accused of serious, usually violent crimes, or to people who are considered likely to flee the area, the country, literally, before a trial. And they're basically saying, well, from what we've heard so far, that this is all because apparently no person showed up at a trial. And apparently it was a civil matter. So in a civil matter, nobody should be put into a cage. This is where we have to decide how are we going to live our lives from now on. Those men there need to start thinking about this. They need to start thinking about what are they doing to other peaceful people. And Will is a peaceful fella, folks. I'm sure he won't mind me saying he's not the biggest man in the world. He's of quite small stature. He's not the youngest man. He's about 50. He's harmless. And he's standing up right now for his sovereignty. That's what he's doing. He's letting anybody who cares to know he's sovereign. Now, maybe Will is paying a price that others won't have to pay in the future, because this information will be out there, and we'll all know it. It's a case of first over the wall, I suppose, gets to see what's on the other side. So apparently what you're hearing is live from Will. He has his phone on in his pocket with an open line. I think we need to think about this, folks, all because somebody apparently hasn't moved a piece of paper with some ink on it from point A to B, or hasn't said, yes, my soul is on that piece of paper. That's me. That's what this is all about, folks. Nobody was hurt. There was no crime. There was no complaint. It cannot possibly be criminal. You can twist words to say, oh, it's a hybrid and all of this, but there's no man or woman who has a complaint. Think about that. No one has a complaint, and yet, here's a man who chose the handle peaceful to come and be on TNS radio, being placed into a cage live right now on the land you call home.
What's the word? I don't know. Send it over there.
Will ask, is it a criminal? He's asking, does the warden have an order to hold him?
remanded in 40 years. Today's date, to be remanded until the 17th of February. Is remanded by the court of the Catholic. That's the district court area of Kilrush. Okay? You have taken an experience. They were charged that they were self-released there in terms of games and had entered into the hospital. On the 20th of July 2011, the peer of Ennis District Court in the Ennis District had been remanded on continuing there to Ennis District Court. They had the right to become a fair to hear in court in accordance with the Constitution. Understand that? So they're not going to really come up for that. Because of this case, the further charge following the man made by Night Harcourt, a member of Garage Chicago, as his power, it stated the way 10 members of the name of the Conference at 24 for the criminal justice public order act of 1824. Another charge on the 2nd of December 2011 would be the public state district area in its district number 20. Videos of the age in 20 videos of construction work. All the area was intended to both big states of the election and whether a brief and made by states had been obtained on the 6th of the criminal justice public order act of 1924. Okay? And the one that committed one is not suffice in law in 1992. Sitting at the district court in September, May of 1992, the day that stating that the most full floor against the session and arguing from the state. But it said with a session within a period of 14 days and the cost to one. But John was not the society man who wanted to risk the state with his session and lodge in a physical between this period of 10 days and then you know full floor days and creating family problems. You know what's going on? Take a seat. Have you room here, Mr. Connor? I have room. There's 3 minutes. Yeah, that's the limit of the window. Take a seat there, will you?
Okay, well, it looks like they either hung up or I don't know exactly what happened there, but the phone went dead. I think it was quite clear there, folks. The name game gets played all the way. It's their way of getting jurisdiction. Each stage of the way, you see. If that doesn't demonstrate to you that it's not over till it's over, as they say, literally, in some cases, till you put your hands into the hands of the hangman. That's the way the system is constructed. It's scary and it's intimidating because the men who are acting within the system, they don't realize what they're doing, most likely. Not fully. So, unfortunately, Will is in that position. And I know he won't bear them any ill will. He's a Christian man. He would describe himself as a Christian man, and he has faith. And he's Will right now, folks, is standing and saying, no, I won't enter the false world of make-believe. I won't say, I will not tell you I am a criminal when there is no complaint from a man or a woman or even a young boy or girl that I have hurt them. No, I cannot. How can you commit to a crime or admit to a crime when nobody has a complaint? It's bonkers. It really is completely, totally, and utterly bonkers. So, Will is not just talking the talk, he's walking the walk at the moment. I have a call coming back in. It's Will again, hold on.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, who am I speaking to, please?
Who's calling?
Who am I speaking to?
Who's calling, please?
Sorry?
Who's calling, please?
What station is it?
Who's calling here?
Hello, who am I speaking to, please?
I didn't get your name.
I want to know your name. There's a call there going on there a few minutes ago. I want to know who I'm speaking to.
I'm asking you. You called me, I'm asking you, who are you?
That's okay, we'll take this further. You know what this is about. Okay?
I'm asking you, who are you? You called here. Okay, folks, well, don't know what that was exactly. Anyway, as I said, who knows? Who knows? So look, I don't know. I don't know what to say sometimes, folks. I really don't. You know. All I can think of there, perhaps, somebody apparently took anyway. I don't even want to speculate. Who knows? Now, I didn't recognize that voice as being Will's voice there, folks. So, apparently somebody's using Will's property, or what was Will's property. Maybe it's still Will's property. I wonder, did he have Will's permission to use his property to make a call on it like that? I doubt it. But then again, who knows? I wonder, has he decided he's going to now effect payment to Will for the use of his property? Who knows? Was it in some other capacity? Well, who knows again? So, yeah, strange times, folks, strange times. I mean, sometimes I'd be sitting here and I wonder what's the future for us all. Even that man that called there, whoever he was, I wonder about his future. Does he wonder about, the future of all the people on the land known as Ireland, England, France, Germany, the earth? When are we going to realize that the system that's in place is literally destroying the earth, the environment, all the plant life? We're destroying a wonderful, wonderful thing. I wonder sometimes, do we deserve it? And then I come on to TNS, and I'm even wondering now, that number that he called back on, Will, that man, whoever he is, maybe he's in there, and maybe he's involved, I don't know, are they going to show up here perhaps? I don't know. Anyway, keep your eyes and ears peeled. So, Apparently, anyway. It's Valentine's Day. Another day, we're told, is about love. And, I think maybe we should take a moment to think about that. On a day that's internationally celebrated as a day of love, there's a man who hasn't hurt anybody, hasn't even been accused of hurting anybody, is being put into a cage like an animal, out of control. Even animals aren't out of control, aren't put in cages, folks, most of the time, right? So he's going to be put into a cage, locked up, detained, imprisoned, call it what you will. Saddens me sometimes. And sometimes I think about it and puts a smile on my face. Yeah, so happy Valentine's Day, huh? All the protesting in the world won't fix this, folks. It's pointless. Protesting won't do it. You want peace and harmony in your life, you have to become peace and harmony. That's what I've been striving to become. Passive, peaceful, harmonious, gentle, kind. It's not easy. It's very difficult sometimes. But it's doable. It is doable. I know I talk about all sorts of concepts, ideas and notions on the radio, but how are we feeling about this, folks? Can I have some of your comments? How do you think you'd be feeling if you were in the position that the man we call Will is in? Yeah, I mean, look, sorry, I'm just reading some of your comments there on the chat box. It can be numbing. But we don't have to live like this. We don't have to live in fear. It's a choice. Will didn't sound like he was afraid of those people. Many people would be. As I said, Will probably tell you, he has faith in the Almighty. That's a source of strength for Will. Maybe you don't have that, maybe you have something else. Even if you don't, even if you're an atheist, think about your purpose. What's your purpose? Are you here? Did you come here to be told by another you have committed a crime when nobody has mentioned that you've hurt them? When there is no complaint? There is no complaint. He asked, "Do you have a complaint against me?" There was no response. Silence. I hope they don't hurt him. I hope he's not having a bad time of it. He's a nice fella, Will. I've met him. He's a nice fella. I know he can come on a bit strong sometimes in the chat box, but he's a decent out skin. He really is. And he'd help you out if you were stuck. If you asked him, he'd help you. That's all we can actually do for each other, folks, really. We can decide to help each other, or we can be pretty horrible to each other, in fact. And on a day that's supposed to celebrate love, One man is in prison, behind bars. Why? Apparently even they can't tell him. But they have him. Some man, somewhere has him locked up. Those men in there probably don't realize what's going on. They probably never thought about it. Why would they? That's how they earn their crust. If there's a puncture in your tire, folks, you need to go back and fix the puncture, pumping more and more air into the tire, hoping you can get more air in than can leak out. Doesn't really fix the problem. That's a stopgap. That's your financial system right now, except the hole is getting bigger and bigger, and now they've stopped pumping air in. That's what's happening. That's your financial structure right there. Think of a bicycle tire with a hole in it. Up to now, they were pumping the air in at a nice steady rate. In fact, then they inflated it, remember? They pumped more air in than the tire could handle. And everybody in the tire got dizzy and high. And that made the hole bigger and bigger because there was more and more pressure being forced in. And eventually, they decided to stop pumping high pressure air in, and they reduced the pressure, and they've reduced it and reduced it. And they call that austerity. And now everybody inside the tire is gasping for air. They're saying, please, please, turn the air supply back on. But you don't have to. You don't have to ask them to turn the air supply back on. You can just leave. You don't have to physically go anywhere. You just, in your mind's eye, you just have to leave that idea behind. Just remember, think to yourself, oh, it was a bad idea. It looked good for a while. It really did. But it was a bad idea. We stopped caring about each other, folks. So on this day known as Valentine's Day, let us just think to ourselves for a moment. You know what? I'm actually going to start caring about people again. I'm going to care. Even about the nasty guys. Even about the guys who know no better. We're going to have to accept we made this big pile of doo-doo. We messed up. All of us. Slowly over time, we had the opportunity. Our parents had the opportunities. We've all had the opportunity at some time to either submit or to turn and walk away. We turned and walked away in our droves. Anybody know a farmer on the land known as Ireland who has cattle, sheep, goats, pigs, ducks, geese? Anybody? And does he grow his own vegetables? Does he grow a range of vegetables? Does he drink his own milk? Does he farm his own fields? If you do, how many of them do you know? They used to be everywhere, the whole land, top to toe, left to right. We used to be self-sufficient. We used to have the knowledge. That's what Billy Maguire is trying to tell you about. All that knowledge is encoded in the harp, in the sovereign seal. That's what that information and knowledge is. It's the understanding of how to survive on the earth, on your own if necessary. Even one man can survive on his own and thrive if necessary with that knowledge and information, logic and reason. It's not about the design as such. It's not a piece. I mean, the sovereign seal, folks, is not a thing. It's not a thing. It's not a piece of wood. It's not a piece of metal. And your sovereignty does not reside in Billy Maguire. His does. Yours, when you realize it fully, resides in you. WiLL knows that. So WiLL is going through, well, you know what WiLL's going through, I guess. Or you can imagine. I couldn't really make out an awful lot of it, but look, I'm sure some of you out there have been recording. So, just give me 2 seconds, folks.